Nobody will have a target of like, I gave a project of 2,500 rupees per SFT, you have to complete it with 10% savings. No, not like that.
Okay.
To identify what is the problem, you need to know which specialist you need to
consult,
approach.
Right.
Likewise, in construction also, there are multiple domains available.
Yeah.
Okay. Like this, the triangle will be there. Cost, time, and quantity. Correct.
They save money or they distribute the money as required.
They'll do both. You are going to do a QS in Costex or AutoCAD.
Okay.
It is good to know Excel. Okay, this is too theoretical. I will tell you what it is a BOQ in a practical way.
Yeah. Hello Civil Bros, welcome back to our channel, and today our guest is Anbu Maninathan sir again. As you saw in our previous video also, this video will be helpful for those who are pursuing QS career. It is very important to know quantity surveying for a civil engineer. So in this video we covered all of that. Please share the video. Let's start our podcast. So good to see you again, sir, and thank you so much, sir, for your time again.
Thank you so much for inviting me once again. So first of all, the first podcast which we have tried, I think it helped some of the people.
Definitely.
In terms of understanding what is the basics of QS, how much is the salary we need to expect and all.
Yeah.
So the response was that is also pretty encouraging. So I should thank the viewers and civil engineering fraternity for that. Yes, happy to do this once again. Yes.
Yeah, definitely, sir. First one is really went well, sir. Actually, 4K, I guess the people watched and liked the video.
Thank you. Yep.
Let's start our session, sir. Yeah, you are a QS legend. What I think is, since I joined in as a site engineer also, I have a lot of doubts, sir. Yeah, somebody who is watching, knowing about quantity surveying and cost management, what is it? What do you say? So
it's an interesting question. First thing is, I would like to tell one thing. This, what you call the information, what we are going to discuss here, I'm pretty sure, my point of view is also to convey the little knowledge which I have and my experiences to people who are stepping into the industry.
Right.
Especially if you ask me, an engineer or a QS, maybe between an experience of maybe 0 years or maybe 1 year to someone like maybe 5-6 years or up to 8 years, 9 years.
Yeah.
I think that is the target people whom we wanted to convey that this field has this domain of construction, QS domain is something where they can aspire a career, where they can build a job. Okay, so that is the intent of it. So I'm sure we will be able to attract more of such kind of target audiences whom we are planning to pass this message and develop this awareness about quantity surveying. Yes, to answer your question, see, it is basically, if you ask me, if you have some health issues, there are like multiple domains of doctors available for you. Say like they right from ENT to dentist to skin specialist to depends on the severity. There will be multiple doctors available. Correct.
Right.
So there will in order to to identify what is the problem, you need to know which specialist you need to
consult,
approach.
Right.
Likewise, in construction also, there are multiple domains available. Okay. So if somebody wants to understand the cost related problems of a project, budget related problems of a project, any commercial and financial risks of the project. Say in every construction, as we used to remember in college days, or they used to teach in the college days, the triangle will be there. Cost, time, and quantity. Correct. In that, whatever the cost related information is there, if in a construction project, anything related to the cost information, if you wanted to go to a doctor, that doctor will be either a QS or a doctor from a QS background. Okay.
Fine.
So this is what the domain is basically.
Right.
If you ask me what do you do on a broad level for entry level people, I would say like we do with the entire estimation, quantity estimation, who is capable of driving the commercial aspects of a project across the life cycle of a project.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the difference between quantity surveyor and cost manager? Is there any difference?
No, there is no difference as such. It is just the term which changes.
Okay.
See, end of the day, if you're a quantity surveyor or if you're a cost manager, as I told you, the responsibility is about managing the commercial aspects of a project.
Okay, right.
So there is no difference in terms of the responsibility between both these designations.
Yeah.
Some companies use quantity surveyor as a designation. Some companies use cost manager as a designation.
Okay.
It depends on that. There is no
Right.
difference in roles.
Right. They save money or they distribute the money as required.
They'll do both. See, I'll tell you. If, for example, in order to spend money, you need to know how much you need to spend and where you need to spend.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, correct.
So only then that spend is actually done in a proper way.
Proper way.
Okay.
Perfect.
So the quantity surveyor looks at both these aspects. Okay. Whether how much we are going to spend.
Right.
How we are going to spend, like the payment cycles,
Okay.
how we are going to spend it, which month, how much money, and for what you are going to spend that money. Okay. This is a typical tracking and a monitoring, planning, monitoring and tracking job.
Right.
In order of saving, it is not about, say, for example, the project has been budgeted for 1,000 rupees per SFT. I'm just randomly telling you, okay, 1,000 rupees per
Sure,
SFT
sir.
if it's budgeted. I wanted to complete this project in 700 rupees. It is impossible. Nothing will work like that.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to complete it in 700 rupees, either you are compromising on the material, or you are compromising on the quality, or there is going to be a huge change in terms of the scope.
Right.
You are not going to completely do a concrete structure. You are going to do only maybe column beam only without slab or something like that. Only then you can complete the cost 50%, right?
Okay.
Only then you can save 50%. You cannot save 50%.
Right.
So the point here is either the compromise in the quality or the material will happen, or there will be a deviation in the scope. Because of that only the cost will change.
Right.
But ideally here what will happen is, once, say for example, I just gave a small example as a deletion.
Okay.
Now this 1,000 is going to become 1,100, for example.
Okay.
Why that 100 rupees is going to change?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it because of any scope deviation? Is it again because of any material deviation?
Okay.
Is it because of any requirement changes?
Okay.
If that is the case, that 100 should ideally be 100, or can this be done in 70?
Okay.
Or can this be done in 50?
Okay.
Okay. This 100 is right or wrong. There are multiple aspects here.
Oh.
After you try to execute, you shouldn't end up 150.
Okay.
1,000 becomes 1,100.
Right.
Now you should not end up 150.
50. Oh,
Okay.
150. Okay.
It cannot further increase also. How do you make sure that the 100 increase is properly evaluated? Can this be done within 70, or this 100 is fair, or anything? There is a change because of it. There is a cost increase. Anything else is missed in this or not?
Right.
Is there any additional requirement which can be which is going to come up along with this or not? All this has to be taken into account. For example.
Okay, considerable.
Okay. So this is what the saving perspective is like. It is nobody will have a target of like, I gave a project of 2,500 rupees per SFT. You have to complete it with 10% savings. No, not like that.
Okay.
That can be possible only when there is a buffer available in the budget,
Right.
or there is a change in the scope, or there is a change in the material specification, or genuinely there is a change in the requirement. This can be made possible.
Yeah.
Or there is another aspect to this. There is something called as value engineering.
Value engineering. Okay.
Value engineering is nothing but the same output has to be given.
Okay.
With achieving the same functionality or the requirement. Say for example, this chair is there.
Okay. Yeah.
We are the purpose of this chair is to hold someone sturdy. If I'm sitting on it, the purpose has to hold someone firmly, and it should be comfortable.
Yeah.
Now the same chair I am finding for maybe 2,800 rupees. I'm finding this chair for. Same chair I am buying for my site, where someone is telling me 4,500 rupees.
Okay.
Now, why do we need to spend for the same product, which is going to give the same output?
Yeah.
Okay. Which is going to cost me 4,500 rupees.
Yeah.
So there it has to be again discussed.
Okay,
See, the
we need to
output
analyze.
is exactly.
Yeah.
You need to identify and discuss with the client and the design consultants. Multiple factors there, multiple stakeholders are there.
Okay.
So you need to discuss with them and identify. See, the value here is to hold a person strong while sitting and make him feel comfortable. That is the product requirement.
Right.
That can be done with the same look and feel, there is another product which is available with 600 rupees, cheaper than the actual product. So you wanted to use that. In this areas, you can do savings. Again, value engineering, people think like it is cost cutting.
Okay.
It is not cost cutting. It is like the value should not be compromised.
Okay.
But the cost can be reduced or saved.
Okay, saved.
With maybe alternate material, one option, which may be alternate design also.
Okay.
Okay, this chair is coming with
the same level
particular
of
requirement.
Comfort. Okay.
With particular requirement, that is why the cost is higher.
Right.
Why can't we change the particular chair model to a different model which still serves the purpose, but the cost is reduced?
Wow.
Why do we need a high back chair? Why can't we go with a low back chair?
Yeah.
There will be a cost difference between both this chair. Is there a high back chair requirement which is genuinely there, or somebody thought it looks good so that we can put a high back
price,
chair?
Yeah.
So the cost is changing.
Okay.
If according to this, we need to take up a call whether to suggest that particular method or not, particular suggestion or recommendation or not.
Okay.
So this is called as value engineering. So people think it is cost cutting, but it is not cost cutting. Ideally, it is not cost cutting. It is
about quality,
about serving the same value with a reduced price or a better price.
Nice. Yeah. If one person coming out of the college, where he will start, what is the position he will get, and what's the work he will see?
See, especially freshers, if they are coming up, if they are stepping into the construction industry, if they are aspiring a career about QS, one thing is they can start as a trainee or as an intern. There are multiple opportunities available these days. Or perhaps if they are in site already, there is also a possibility for them to dream or start aspiring about quantity surveying career from site as well. So as I said, they can start as an internship or a trainee, or they can just observe the activities which they are doing at a site level. This is one. And second thing, if you ask me what skill sets or what knowledge they should be aware of. For Indian context, for Indian civil engineers, I would say they should be aware, they should be having a fair amount of understanding about construction methodology. Like the sequence of construction methodology and thing, which is very simple, which ideally every civil engineer is supposed to be known. Same thing a QS also should be aware of. And second thing is about his knowledge on IS codes. So in special IS 1200, which prescribes the mode of measurement for multiple activities in construction. So a QS should be aware of it. IS 1200. Third,
so many parts are there, sir.
There are multiple parts to it. It starts from excavation and then it goes up to your sheet metal. Everything will be there. So as I said, it mentions about the construction mode of measurement for construction activities. So almost all the activities which is used in a typical construction building will be there. How to measure it will be there. And third thing I would say is knowledge in or knowledge to play around with AutoCAD. So if a drawing is given to you, you have to be in a position to understand the layers, hatches, the blocks used in the drawing, basic commands to play around with the drawing, measurement commands, drawing commands. All this we have to be a person has to be aware of. Fourth point I would say is about knowledge in Excel. See,
Excel is a basic.
Excel is basic. See, irrespective of whether you are going to do a QS in Costex or AutoCAD, it is good to know Excel. Because even in Costex, if you do, sometimes you need to extract the workbook, compile multiple information at one sheet. Little manual work might be required. So Excel is going to be evidently known, evidently expected out of a quantity survey. Not just quantity survey, most of everyone, I would say. But as a QS, you need to be aware of it. So these are the four set of things probably I would say as a fresher they need to be aware of. Construction sequence, IS codes, AutoCAD, Excel.
They should know. And at which point they will be segregated for like as a BBS engineer, as a quantity surveyor, as a valuation engineer? At which point they will be segregated?
So valuation is completely different. Let's not go there. See, what happens is basically nobody will come and segregate like you will be a BBS engineer. You will be sometimes in industry we find some people who say like I am a base build QS.
Oh.
I am a fit out QS.
Yeah, MEP.
Okay, MEP.
Yeah.
MEP is different.
Different, okay.
Okay, base build QS, fit out QS. Like ways they will classify. Some will say I'm an electrical QS.
Yeah.
I don't know mechanical items. Some will say I'm a mechanical QS. I don't know electrical item.
Right.
Some will say I'm good at electrical and plumbing, firefighting. I don't know mechanical. It depends. So what I'm saying is nobody is going to classify across your career.
Okay.
Maybe in the initial 2-3 years, 5 years, 6 years, it might sound like they're classifying. It will be there because you're continuously doing one type of job.
Right.
So you might assume, okay, you are a QS.
Yeah, this
but
type
if
of,
you ask me, ideally,
okay,
that is not supposed to be there.
Right.
If you are a QS, you should be a QS. So okay, at a broad level, like say for example, civil engineers, I cannot expect them to understand mechanical engineering concept
MEP,
right at the first year. Okay?
Right.
Even I don't know the entire MEP till date. Okay? I know a little basics about it.
Okay.
But at the same time, as a QS, I'm saying we should not restrict ourselves in terms of assuming we are this type of QS. We are only base build QS. We will do only bar bending schedule. We don't do any concrete measurement item, or I don't do any interior fit out measurement items. No, not like that.
Okay.
Nobody will come and classify you.
But industry taking like that, sir?
No, industry doesn't take. Okay, because see, there are certain things which happens because of some organization, some management. Because for example, there will be this XY company will be there.
Okay.
That XY company will be specialized in doing steel structures.
Okay.
So the entire project, their expertise is in steel structure.
Okay.
This candidate, because 5 years he worked with them, he might have got 100% or a very good amount of understanding about steel structure.
Yeah.
But if nobody will tell, okay, he will be qualified for the next 20 years as to work only in steel structures only.
Yeah, okay.
Likewise, nobody is going to come and tell.
Right.
When you take for a change, your expertise will be evaluated with what you have done. I agree. There may be some differences, like if he's going for a concrete structure interview as a QS, where the concrete structure expertise is required for the particular project.
Okay.
The interviewer might ask him, I have seen you worked only in steel structures. How will you measure in concrete structure? It's a valid question. That point of time, you have to convince, irrespective of whether you have worked in steel or concrete structure, your core understanding about QS is there or not. Is what the interviewer wants to know.
Right.
Okay. So you have to convince the interviewer by throwing examples from the past, how you were able to manage, because 5 years before you didn't know steel also. Now you have become an expert.
Yeah.
Today you don't know concrete, but you have to convince them saying like, okay, you will be able to catch up to their requirement.
Okay.
But depends. Sometimes if the requirement is quick, immediate, there is no time for learning and all, you may not be able to get it. But at the same time, if there is enough time available, if the candidate is good in terms of learning or picking up the concepts, then companies are ready to take you up and then train you in that particular area. All the industry wanted is people who have passion to work in construction, who has interest to learn
who can take
different concepts. Exactly. So nobody will say you'll be like this. The problem is, beyond the consider years of experience, if you continuously do one type of a job, then it might get because after say for example, now you have worked on something for 15 years. 16th year, if you go and say your expertise is at a higher level, your experience is almost 15 years of experience you have. So in that point, if you cannot sit and learn while handling a project. Say for example, I take you for a project where you don't have concrete experience, but you have fixed 15 years experience. The moment you come there as a senior for the project, you will not have time to sit and learn. You have to drive the work the day you join there. So that is the reason sometimes people may not come out of that zone to explore multiple things, or the companies may think, okay, maybe day one he may not be able to perform. So we may not be able to consider him for a particular role, which is slightly different from what he has been working for so many years. Likewise, it may happen. Passionate construction professional, it's good to come out and try multiple things, try multiple type of projects, try multiple locations, try multiple construction methodologies, say steel structure, RCC structure, wooden structures. Likewise, options has to be there. So I would say it's not a good practice to stay at one type of a job.
That's where so many people are stuck, sir.
That's why they are stuck. Either it's not stuck. Sometimes genuinely some people are stuck, but not everyone is stuck. Sometimes people are comfortable doing that. The requirement is simple. I have my family here. My parents are with me. I need a job which can pay me this much Okay,
Right.
I am okay with
They will
that. My
settle
life is
for-
settled, peaceful,
Yeah, okay,
sitting with
fine.
family.
Fine.
Saturday, Sunday, I'm spending time with
Right.
them. I don't mind doing the same thing for next 5 years,
Right.
because my life is, the priorities here are totally different. But at the same time, flip side, maybe he may have a brother.
Right.
Okay, he
Yeah.
who might think like, I wanted to do projects in all South Indian
All,
cities.
yeah, okay.
Okay,
Fine.
I wanted to understand different type of constructions. I wanted to understand how high rise buildings are being built. So this person, if he is doing his brother's example I gave you,
Okay.
his brother's job for 7 years, there is no point.
Yeah.
It is not aligning to
He will get
his
bored
requirement.
also.
He will get bored.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like, if the candidate is comfortable, it's okay.
Right.
If someone is thinking, having bigger aspirations, but they are trying to get comfortable with what they are doing, thinking I'm getting paid now, it's okay, let's see after 10 years. No.
Okay.
After 10 years, things might change.
Okay.
If you wanted something, to do something productively, to
Okay.
do something, if you're aspiring for bigger things, you have to take steps for it.
Okay. So if I want to start as a quantity surveyor, I started as a quantity surveyor. So someone gave me to do a BOQ. Where I need to start?
See, it's a very interesting thing.
Okay.
So the BOQ, as the name specifies, it's the bill of quantities.
quantities,
Okay.
yeah.
So suppose the way I see as a cost consultant,
Okay.
a BOQ is a written document which is going to explain about the specification of a material to be used for a particular construction activity,
Okay.
including the pre-work, work, and the post work requirements of that activity.
Okay.
Will be documented in a descriptive format. This is what the definition I would probably give in a BOQ. Okay, this is too theoretical. I will tell you what it is a BOQ in a practical way.
Yeah.
Say for example, you are going to install a tile flooring.
Okay.
Now, why BOQ is required? I am going to call a contractor. Boss, I wanted to do a tile flooring. What is the rate
Okay.
it is required? Okay.
Yeah.
He may say, sir, maybe you can do for 1,600 rupees per square meter.
Oh.
Okay. Approximately 145, 148 rupees per SFT you can complete, he is saying.
Okay.
I'm very happy about it. I thought, okay, fine, let me just, this is good. I got a quotation. Now, I didn't share any BOQ.
Right.
What will happen now? The contractor has come. There is no BOQ, rate has already given.
Right.
I have given him a tile of probably 4x2 as a size.
Okay.
Okay.
Size is bigger.
Size is bigger, 4x2.
Yeah.
And he saw the tile and he is thinking, how will I
it's gonna
lift this
work?
from here to 6th floor? Maybe the work will be happening at 6th floor. Okay. So now, lifting a 4x2 tile, one person cannot do it by himself because tile comes in boxes. And there is no point of one labor carrying one tile and going and sitting there. Correct.
Right.
You have to carry the work front requirement
Right.
there.
Right.
So now, this is one part. Second, I might also want him to do it in a high grade mortar, or maybe I wanted him to install the tile with an adhesive, not using a cement mortar.
Okay.
Okay, I want an adhesive to be used.
Okay.
He might have thought to use cement mortar. I didn't say him that I need an adhesive.
To use, yeah.
He didn't ask me whether I need an adhesive or not.
Okay.
Now, first conflict is about the tile size.
Right.
Second conflict is about the
Material
tile,
use.
the
Okay.
bedding for the tile.
Bedding, yeah.
Okay. And there are multiple aspects like this. Now,
Okay.
I don't want him to place the tile in a rectangular manner. I wanted to place the tile in diamond shape.
Okay.
So I don't want to place it like this.
Yeah, aligned
My
shape,
cutting, my flooring pattern is like this.
Yeah.
So this rectangular tile should not be placed like this. It should be
Okay.
placed like this.
Diamond like.
Okay. So it's not 90 degree I'm saying. I'm saying 45 degree.
45 degrees,
You need to keep it at 45 degree.
Yes, yeah, understood.
So this will have a different wastage requirement there.
Okay.
Okay. Because I need to cut the corner tiles. Correct.
Right.
I cannot place a full tile over there. I need to cut a corner
exactly,
tiles. Correct.
Exactly.
That wastage of tile, whether I am going to pay, that cutting charge, whether I am going to pay extra to him, is that factored into the rate or wrong? Now, there are multiple aspects like this. Now, tile, you assume there is no conflict here. Tile is pakka installed with whatever I want. I am coming and telling him, you need to cover the tile with a bubble sheet.
Okay.
Okay, you need to protect the flooring with a bubble
Flooring
sheet.
with bubble sheet, yeah.
He is telling that is not considered.
Okay.
Now, the problem is, where is all this getting documented? There is a sequence. As I told you, the material specification, the pre-work, work requirement, post work requirement, where is it getting documented? Simple thing, right? Including the wastage, right from protection after the work, cleaning the work, whether as per the drawing layout the installation has to be done, whether the wastage has to be taken into the tile or not, what is the basic rate of the tile, everything has to be mentioned in the specification column or the description column of the BOQ. This is where BOQ becomes very important. So that's the reason I told you, from my point of view, BOQ description is very, very, very significant, has a very significant role to play in terms of a project. So it should, if you read a properly specified, neatly described BOQ specification, it will narrate what has to be included, what should be excluded, so that the contractor, while pricing, will have a thorough understanding, because from a contractor, a QS only is going to do the pricing. The QS should have a thorough understanding. This particular tile is a different size. This is the basic rate of the tile. So the layout, as per the what you call flooring layout pattern, it has to be installed. The layout is slightly unconventional, so the wastage will be higher. And the BOQ mentions that there is no wastage paid separately, so that has to go into the rate. Likewise, floor protection, bubble sheet per square meter, everything has to be taken into the cost of per SFT what he is giving. Now the same contractor, if I speak with the BOQ which mentions all this in hand, maybe he may not say 148 rupees per SFT. He may clearly say this is required for 155 rupees per SFT.
After fixed also they can collab, like
after fixing, what is the point of doing it? The purpose of BOQ, before pricing, you wanted to give what is the activity requirement which is there. I'm saying, like, if the same contractor, if I'm speaking with BOQ in hand, with BOQ in his hand also, then he will have a clear understanding what is the requirement of that particular activity. Likewise, we are not speaking about one activity. We are speaking about right from excavation to handing over whatever the entire set of activities are required. We are speaking about a project.
All the details will be there.
All the details of all the activities should be captured in that particular line item description. That is the purpose of a BOQ.
What is the difference between quantity takeoffs and BOQ? As someone who is watching as a fresher, I want to give them an example.
See, basically, maybe you take a small example. You wanted to construct a 10 by 10 shop. 10 feet by 10 feet shop is constructed. Now, in order to do the quantity take, in order to start the commercial evaluation of this particular 10 by 10 shop, you need to know how much quantum of work is involved. So what are the activities which are involved in it? Then how much is the quantum for each and every activities which is involved in it. This is quantity takeoff. And if you are also saying this is the specification, this activity has to be executed, like the way I told you, tile size, basic rate, what is the requirement to cover that tile or not. This particular 4x4 walls, since maybe this shop might be a small, maybe a car is going to stand. So you cannot put a gate, you need to put a rolling shutter. The height has to be different. Now quantifying this is one aspect. But at the same time, how we are going to make sure nothing is left out with what you have quantified. Nothing is left out with the way the particular job has to be done, activity has to be done. What is included part of it, what is excluded part of it. All this has, say for example, if you need to do an excavation, are you going to do excavation manually or you are going to bring a JCB? So the cost of that has to be factored. So now excavation is an activity, quantity takeoff. How will you get a price from the contractor for without knowing whether it has to be done through manual or through or using an excavator? How will you know that? So this is the difference between quantity takeoff and working in BOQs. Quantity takeoff may activity is an activity, length into breadth into depth, I can measure it. But a BOQ has to specify how that activity or quantity has to be executed at site. What methodology we are going to use. This comes part of the BOQ. So eventually a BOQ is basis quantities. Basis quantities. Now this activity, how we are going to execute it also has to be detailed. That's where the BOQ comes in.
First quantity takeoffs and then BOQ. it is a step-by-step process.
Exactly. In ideally, in an estimation process, what do? We start with the basic estimates preparation, which is quantity takeoff. Okay, and we will ensure referring to the drawings, DBR, multiple design documents to ensure, and then we'll make sure all the line items were captured.
Okay.
And then the same has to be interpreted along with the specification documents and then prepared in the form of a BOQ.
Okay.
So it is a sequential process. Any quantity surveyor should ideally be in a position to do a BOQ by themselves. Maybe today they may be doing only quantity takeoff. Tomorrow they should be in a position to prepare a BOQ by themselves.
Okay.
That is the next sequential thing which they are supposed to know.
Okay. I did the same thing actually. A site engineer can survive as a quantity surveyor, but if site engineer once change it to quantity surveyor, he don't want to come back to site engineer. It's a rare thing.
I would probably agree. Maybe it's a reason because most of the time a quantity surveyor job in current generation, they have a better flexibility to be at an office or to not be there at a site full time. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it is a mix. A quantity surveyor's job most of the time is a mix of office-based plus site-based job.
Right.
See, even though some people are at site, they don't want to stand there for the entire day like a site engineer who has to monitor the execution.
Right.
A quantity surveyor is not directly going to monitor the execution, but he should have the experience of execution.
Right.
So what happens? Maybe that is why when a site engineer becomes a quantity surveyor, maybe he is little enthusiastic that okay, yeah, I don't want to stand throughout my day. This is little okay. I sit in an office. I do. I had to work with computers predominantly, and the manpower also. It's a mix of that. It's maybe they may feel good about it. That is the reason. Maybe they don't want to go back again, transform into site engineering practices.
Okay.
That should be the reason. But it is again people to people.
Yeah. Some people likes technology, sir. Some people
Exactly.
Yeah. Please comment your takeaways from this session. I will arrange another session if any doubts are raised. If any questions are raised, please feel free to comment. Second part will be released soon. Stay tuned to Civil Brewer.